$2,400 increase or $1,200 ongoing monthly checks for Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, and the low income. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video. Let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to focus on two very important programs specifically focused on the low income and the fixed income beneficiaries I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the video. Now, no matter how you cut it, both of these programs would be life-changing for millions of people and send out a lot more money for fixed income beneficiaries, resulting in a lot more money in your pocket. For example, one of them would send out an extra $2,400 per year for millions of beneficiaries. Meanwhile, the other one would send out $1,200 ongoing monthly checks for the next 5 years for the low income. I think we all agree that would be life-changing and very much welcomed right now by a lot of people who need a lot more money because of the current circumstances and what is currently going on. Now, also, I do want to talk about how you could potentially take advantage of both of these programs simultaneously. In other words, at the exact same time. We've got a lot to cover here in the video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Really fast before we do, thanks for joining me. If you have not done so yet, make sure to do yourself a huge favor and hit that subscribe button down below. It's totally free to do so. I'm here for you as your one and only daily advocate, literally every single day, doing all the research and boiling it all down into these short videos, which I deliver a couple times throughout the day so that you can stay posted on what is actually going on as things are changing very rapidly. Also, please leave a comment down below in the comment section and let me know, what can I do for you? Please be very specific. What can I do as far as bringing you information? What can I do as far as research? What can I do for you? Again, let me know. All I want to do is help you out through these videos. I want to continue advocating on your behalf, and I want to know specifically, what is it that I can do for you? How can I better serve you? How can I bring you more value through these videos? And what do you want me to do as far as advocating on your behalf? I don't mind doing a lot of stuff. So again, please let me know down below. I am here for you in any way that I possibly can be. That is the whole premise behind these videos and this channel right here as your daily advocate. So again, thanks for joining me. Truly do appreciate it. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. And again, leave those comments down below. I'm very excited to see what you have to say, and let's get into it and talk through the details. All right, so as I mentioned, we do have a lot to talk about. Let's talk through the details of these two programs one at a time, and I do want to focus on the differences of them as well as how you could possibly take advantage of both of them at the same time, because even though they sound a little bit similar, they're actually very different, and believe it or not, yes, you could actually take advantage of both of them simultaneously. All right, so let me talk you through the details of both of these really quickly here. Now, the $2,400 increase for millions of beneficiaries is represented as the Social Security Expansion Act, again introduced by Bernie Sanders and some of his buddies out of the Senate, which would increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for the next 75 years, essentially out until the end of the century. I think that would be pretty good stuff right there, right? That is $200 per month or $2,400 for the entire year, every year for 75 years, okay? That'd be great stuff right there for a lot of people. That would be life-changing. Now next, let me briefly talk about this next program, and then I will talk about both of them at the same time and what this looks like as far as real money in your bank account, real dollars flowing to millions of people on a monthly basis, and how this would be life-changing for a lot of people. All right. This next program, by the way, is out of the Support Act, which would be $1,200 ongoing monthly checks, no strings attached, for the low income. By the way, they identify low income as those people with an income under $75,000 a year. That's a very high low income. I mean, seriously, it wouldn't be too bad to be low income at that point, right? Anyway, $1,200 per month, by the way, that is $14,400 a year through this program right here, specifically focused on the low income, again, for 5 years. Remember this much. The first program I talked about, again, the Social Security Expansion Act, $200 per month, would be $200 a month for 75 years. The next program is $1,200 a month for 5 years. Okay, seems kind of interesting, right? Let me give you some real numbers behind this, because you might be looking at it thinking, I want to go for the $1,200 a month because it seems like a lot more money, and again, I'd get a lot of money a year, right? Well, you may just be right on that. Let me give you some numbers behind this. So think of it this way. $1,200 a month is $14,400 a year, okay? Over the course of 5 years is a whopping $72,000. It's a lot of money. Seriously, could you imagine getting that much money on a monthly basis for the next 5 years? 72 grand. That would be nice. I think a lot of people would probably agree, yeah, that would be really, really nice right there. Now get this. With a $200 per month raise to fixed income benefits from the Social Security Expansion Act, it would take 30 years to break even on this. In other words, over the course of 5 years, that's $72,000. Basically what I did, I took $72,000 divided by $2,400, which is what the $200 per month increase would be. That comes out to 30 years. So it would take 30 years to break even on the $200 per month compared to the $1,200 per month for 5 years. So if you're leaning toward the $1,200 a month, you're definitely right on track there. You're right, okay? Unless you want to wait 30 years, grinding out a Social Security benefit at $200 more per month, and then again, break even in 30 plus years, okay? I can tell you this much. The value of dollars today are going to be significantly more than the value of dollars in the future, okay? We know this. The time value of money. There's the future value of money. Future value of money is like nothing. The current value of money today is a lot more than it will be in the future, and the value of dollars today is significantly less than the value of dollars 10 years ago, 30 years ago, 50 years ago. Money back then was way more valuable than it is today. It's practically just worthless paper today, right? But it still does have some value, but in the future, it'll be worth even less and less and less, literally every single year, because of inflation. But anyway, I don't want to go off on a rant here talking about that too much. All right, now let's quickly talk about the details of these, because even though these do sound a little bit similar, they are actually very, very different programs. Now, like I said, one is the Social Security Expansion Act. The other one is the Support Act, both of which are currently in Congress right here, right now. They have those out there, okay? Now, here's what's going on with these. You could potentially take advantage of both of these simultaneously. Why? Think of it. They're totally different programs. One of them is to reform Social Security and raise benefits by $200 per month, as well as change the way that the COLA is calculated, raise taxes on higher income individuals, and a whole variety of other changes to the Social Security program. That's one of them. That's the Social Security Expansion Act. Now, the other one, the Support Act, is not doing that. It's a guaranteed basic income on a nationwide level administered by the federal government. Now, these are very different. Now, think of it this way. One of them is to reform Social Security to raise benefits. The other one is essentially a guaranteed basic income program, or another fancy way of just saying ongoing stimulus checks. That's literally the same thing, okay? So that's what it comes down to. So these programs could potentially be taken advantage of simultaneously, provided Congress does something, okay? I was going to say something a little more funny, but I decided not to at the last minute. Anyway, you probably know where I was going with that. But yeah, I decided to make it G-rated rather than the other form that I was going to turn it into. Anyway, you know what I was about to say, right? Anyway, so this is what it comes down to. These are the programs that are out there now. Now, if Congress were to come through with both of these, this would add a lot more money and a lot of different things for the beneficiaries and the low income. And again, it would help out in a major way. Now, think of it this way as well. Let's just say, for example, both of them do not get passed, but rather just one of them were to get passed. Well, worst case scenario would be an extra $200 a month for 75 years. I'll take it, okay? I'm not sure about you, but I think we'd be glad about that. Now, let's just say the other hand. Let's just say that that one does not pass. The $200 per month raise does not pass, but rather a $1,200 guaranteed basic income program for the next 5 years. Well, darn, I guess we got to take advantage of that one. Too bad for us, an extra $1,200 a month coming our way. Man, life is pretty rough these days, right? Obviously, I'm being sarcastic a little bit, but my point is, yes, this is what it comes down to. So worst case scenario, if they were to pass both of these, then yeah, you could eventually take advantage of both of them. Because think of it this way, it's the exact same thing as a couple years ago when we got stimulus checks in conjunction with Social Security checks at the same time. Did you get both of them at the same time? You did. There was nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It was two totally different programs. Same thing applies here, okay? Same thing as higher Social Security checks and essentially an ongoing monthly check, which is administered by the federal government as a guaranteed basic income program. Kind of makes sense here? Anyway, very interesting stuff. I want to come back really quickly and talk about the details of these two, as well as identifying the differences of them and how you could potentially take advantage of both of them at the same time. Now, that's what we like to hear right there, right? We never want to hear about a program that's like, well, it's your pick, right? You choose. Do you want this one or that one? Well, in this case, it'd be obvious what we want. We want the $1,200 per month. And in this case, I'd say, hey, forget about the $200 per month. I mean, seriously, you're going to come out way further ahead grabbing $1,200 a month for 5 years versus $200 a month for the rest of your life. Unless you live to be, unless you were to get the $200 per month for way more than 30 years, then obviously you'd be ahead doing that. But again, like I said a couple minutes ago, the value of money today is way more value than it will be in the future. And the value of money today is way less than it is than what it was back, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, something like that. Anyway, I hope this helps to better understand the situation. Of course, I will continue watching everything very closely right now. Again, do yourself a huge favor, subscribe down below, share the video with your friends, family, social media. Also, leave your comments down below. Let me know, what can I do for you? How can I provide more value to you? What can I do to provide more service to you? What can I do as far as focusing on different topics or emphasizing something here, as far as focusing attention on different bills, packages, proposals, programs, stuff like that? Again, let me know. I do my best to read as many comments as I can down below. And again, make those dedicated videos where I see fit. So again, thanks for being here. Truly do appreciate it. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. There's a lot of great stuff out there and a lot of things that are changing. Stay tuned. A lot of big changes coming up here, and I'll be here for you right by your side every single day, no matter what, helping you guide through this very confusing and busy time. Enjoy your day. Thanks again. Take care, and catch you again later.